Brett Scarpa and Mason Thibodeau are two children about to wage the fight of their lives at Connecticut Children's Medical Center. Brett is 9 years old. Mason is 3. Either could be your child or your grandchild. They could be the child who lives down the street. They're much like any of our children. That is, until both boys' lives are turned upside down by serious illness that strikes without warning. Within a few hours, Brett goes from playing in the snow with his brothers to staggering from a virus attacking his brain. For Mason, a mysterious lump on his stomach becomes every parent's worst nightmare. How does a family cope when their child becomes critically ill? Carrie and Steve Scarpa and Heather and John Thibodeau give us extraordinary access and insight into the most difficult challenge any family has to face. Connecticut Children's Medical Center brings you this special documentary, Our Children, Brett and Mason's Road to Recovery. During this broadcast, you can help CCMC in its mission to make kids better. Please call the number on your screen, 1-800-852-KIDS, and make your tax-deductible pledge of support. You can also donate online at ccmckids.org. Thank you. See Brett and Mason's story today at 4.
We'll never know where he got it. Never know how he got it. It's just a virus. And he's one of the unlucky few that actually got it. He had a cold. Then we thought he was okay. He was outside playing with my other boys. Sunday morning, he started throwing up, and we knew there was something wrong. We thought it was the flu.
Then I noticed that there was something going on with his eyes. They were staggering back and forth.
And then the doctor ordered an ambulance to send him up here, and we've been here ever since.
Brett has a condition called acute disseminated encephalomyelitis, which is an inflammatory disease of the brain. We believe that it's because of a viral infection that he suffered 2 weeks ago. Currently, he can't move, he can't breathe, he can't interact in any meaningful way with the environment. Because of this rapid progression of his neurologic disease, we put him on life support. He's still very sick and really is unable to interact in any meaningful way with his environment right now.
He was down to the wire with whether or not they were going to keep the breathing tube in. If he didn't pick up on the breathing by himself, they were talking a tracheotomy. Because they had tried shutting the machines off before and he wasn't breathing on his own.
I think the scariest time was making the decision to put him on the breathing machine. Never had to do that before, never want to do it again. If we didn't make that decision, we probably would have lost him.
We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know how much of this brain damage is going to be permanent. We don't know if he's going to be able to breathe on his own, to feed himself, to walk. We don't have really any idea what's going to happen at this point. It's really too early in his illness to tell.
See Brett and Mason's story today at 4.
I'm not cold.
Not yet. Stir it around with your shot.
Okay.
He's done well with everything, all the treatments. He hasn't gotten sick at all.
Mommy.
We're lucky, very lucky that he's like that. Yeah.
It's tough. I mean, nothing can ever prepare you to have somebody tell you that your child has cancer. Your 3-year-old child has cancer, you know? Not that it meant any age child. Children should not be sick like that. That's all there is to it. And when they tell you that, it's might as well have somebody hit you in the head with a baseball bat. It's right around the same thing, you know?
Go ahead, put your Band-Aid on your bear so the doctor can look at you.
Okay.
Well, Mason was found to have a very large left kidney mass by ultrasound and then CAT scan. He also has some smaller masses in his right kidney and some masses in his lungs. So he clearly has some sort of malignant process going on The only kidney tumor that we know of in children that presents in both kidneys is Wilms tumor. And Wilms tumor most commonly will metastasize to the lungs. So this is most likely a Wilms tumor. It's a very treatable cancer, which is very fortunate for Mason.
We saw the mass. He came downstairs one day, and at the bottom of the stairs he had no shirt on, just playing around, you know, and had his hands above his head doing something. You could see that one side was bulging out.
We had both thought, of course, you see a mass coming out. We both thought the same thing, tumor, but you know, you're not really thinking that. It crosses your mind, but when they came in, they said that's what it was. It was devastating.
See Brett and Mason's story today at 4.